Melbourne Victory, arguably the most famous side in Australian football. The club is in a weird spot, however. They've just left the Kevin Muscat era, where they managed to win the A-League Championship twice and consistently remained a dominant force. But now, the VUC have entered the Kurtz era, and well, it is not going to plan at all, as they currently find themselves second last in the A-League this season. It's now time for the Victory to leave the Kurtz era and enter the Mr. Rebuild era. Today, we see if the Victory can go global. Today, we rebuild the Melbourne Victory. G'day guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another rebuild here on the channel. Today, we head to my home nation of Australia, taking over the Melbourne Victory. I'm going to put them into a European league here so that we can actually win the Champions League. So I am going to put them into the Swiss Super League here, replacing them with FC Thun because they are currently last in the Swiss Super League in real life. But I am very, very excited for this rebuild here. Been wanting to do an Australian team rebuild for quite some time now, and we're going to do it with the Melbourne Victory. But if you guys do go on to enjoy this unique sort of rebuild today, make sure you leave a like on the video. Also, if you are new around here, bloody scorpion kick that subscribe button down below. If you have not had the pleasure of seeing a rebuild video in the past, here are the rules. So the main objective is to win the UEFA Champions League. Every game in the rebuild is simulated except for the Champions League final. The transfers can be as unrealistic or realistic as we like. There's a big focus on the transfer window. And finally, of course, don't get butthurt if I sell your favorite player. There's the rules, let's get into the rebuild. So this is what our starting lineup looks like for season number 1. The thing with the Victory is they have some big name players in here, but there is definitely a lot of room to improve. Ola Toivonen, the Swedish striker, is going to have to do bits for us this year. Andrew Nabu, Robbie Cruz in there as well. We've got Lee Broxham as the centre defensive midfielder. It's a decent side. We've got players like Elvis Kamsova on the bench as well that can help out, but my goals for this season, I want to bring in a new young attacking midfielder, maybe even a new young centre back, and maybe even a new young centre midfielder. But overall, this whole squad is going to be rebuilt. There's no players in here with great potential, so we're going to have to get the whole squad out and get new players in. Anyways, let's see what we can do in Season 1 with the Melbourne Victory. And to kick off the Mr. Rebuild era, our first signing is going to be for Andre Anderson, the Brazilian midfielder joining us here from Lazio, going to be our new attacking midfielder. Very excited to see how much this guy can grow throughout the rebuild. A new centre midfielder joining us here. It is going to be Trevor Chalobah, signing on from Huddersfield. £2 million for the Englishman. Another nice upgrade to our midfield. Nicolas Koza here. He's joining the backline. £1.8 million for the Frenchman. Not the first time that the Melbourne Victory have had a Frenchman in their backline, but hopefully this guy is better than Delpierre. He's signed from Montpellier, £1.8 million. Getting to do more business here. Jordan Bayer is going to join us. The right back signing on from Borussia Mönchengladbach, £1.45 million from him. We're really future-proofing this side at a quick rate. And we have made our first player departure here. Lawrence Thomas, he's been at the Victory for what feels like forever, but we have sold him to San Lorenzo for £1.9 million. And immediately we get our replacement goalkeeper in, Aaron Ramsdale, coming across from Bournemouth. The young Englishman is signing for £2 million. And a new midfielder coming in here. We're really making our money work for us. Mohamed Kudus is joining us here. We have signed the Ghanaian midfielder from a club that I'm not even going to try pronunciating, but this guy is going to be another upgrade to the midfield. You absolutely love to see it. So a lot more business than I expected here to kick off the opening window in charge of the Melbourne Victory. Andre Anderson, Chalobah, Koza, Bayer, Ramsdale, all of these players, Kudus as well. Our starting 11, we've virtually replaced half of our starting 11, which is a very strong start. Let's go and see how we're going at the halfway point of the Swiss League on Season 1. On the 1st of January, we're in a good spot here. We are coming 3rd in the Swiss League. We're on 33 points. BSC Young Boys on 44, Basel on 46. We're just trying to fight. I don't even know what we're trying to fight for, to be fair. I think first place gets automatic qualification to the Champions League, while second place goes through the playoffs. I might be wrong, but We just want to push to the top of the league. We want to gain momentum. We want to build out the squad. Obviously, if we make the Champions League, we're not going to be winning it anytime soon. So it's just about building out the squad and getting good finishes. Might come of a bit of a surprise that I've made this transfer, but I have sold Ola Toivonen here. He is the Victory captain. I've decided, considering he's 33 years of age, he's going down in overall, I thought, let's get a decent sum for him, especially given how little amount we have to work with, and spend that, invest that in a player who might not be at 75 overall now, but who is going to grow exponentially more than Toivonen ever could have. So thank you for your service, Toivonen, but we're going to go and get a new, younger model. Thanks for your service, we're going to get a new, younger model. Isn't that what my dad said to my mum when he left her? There it is, a new striker coming into the club. It is Akimo Luis Openda, the Belgian striker. Whilst 3 overall less than Ola Toivonen, is obviously 14 years younger and is going to grow to a decent level. Very excited for this guy to be leading the line. Openda in, Toivonen out. It's been a good window, 72 rated, that's our squad. Let's see how we end the first season with the Melbourne Victory in the Swiss League. We finished the first season exactly where we were halfway through it, and that is 3rd position. BSC Young Boys and Basel flying away there with the top 2 spots. We're finished in 3rd though, which I believe means we play Europa League football next season, so that'll be good to get some European experience under our belts. Zamak's down there in 10th position, but I'm happy with that start. We actually lost the final of the Pokal, the Schweizer Pokal, which is the Swiss Domestic Cup, to BSC Young Boys, so it would have been funny if we won that the first season. Atletico Madrid took down RB Leipzig in the Champions League final, and Inter Milan defeated Arsenal to win the Europa League. A successful start to life in charge of the Melbourne Victory. We've built out a nice little foundation of players here. Let's keep growing those players and adding to the foundations in the second season. What an incredible way to kick off season number 2. I have been wanting to sign this guy for quite some time, and we have finally done it. I mean, a few years ago, Melbourne Victory had Keisuke Honda. There's talks that this guy could be even better than him. It is Takefusa Kubo, the Japanese midfielder, signing from Real Madrid for £11 million. He's been the talk of the town for a lot of Manchester United fans as of recent, but we have signed Brandon Williams from Man United for £1.8 million here to Melbourne Victory. Definitely not as crazy a window as we had to kick off last season. I mean, 2 big players in. Kubo, I mean, it's quality over quantity this season. Kubo, already 75 rated. He is surely going to be here for a very long time. He's going to grow ridiculously. Again, we just need to keep building the foundations, keep getting results domestically. Let's go see how we're tracking come January 1st. So we've actually regressed, which is a little bit disappointing. We find ourselves in 4th position here at the halfway point of the Super League season. 33 points. We're in contention still for Champions League football, but it's not a great start, is it? We're 15 points behind Basel. I don't think we're going to be able to do any business in this window unless we sell on players, because we literally have like £10 to work with. So bit of a tricky spot right now. And yep, I've made no business in this January transfer window. Look at that, £17 in transfer budget, $7,000 in wages. We weren't doing any business, were we? Unless I sold somebody, but I didn't want to sell anybody. So Kubo and Openda looking like early standouts. They're really breaking away from the pack. The rest of the squad needs to catch up. Let's see if we can book ourselves a spot in the Champions League for Season 3, or whether it's another year of Europa League, or maybe even mid-table football. 2nd position here in the Super League. We've actually had an insane second half of the season. I think we've only lost 2 games in the second half of the season, so that's definitely good to see. I think we might have made the Champions League qualifiers, confirmation coming soon, but that is a good second half of the season for sure, especially considering we didn't do any business. FC Basel are the front mark, they are the benchmark, the front runners. We're going to have to take them down eventually. We're going to have to dethrone them if we want to win this rebuild, but they have finished top of the league there. And then again, Zamax, bottom of the league, just 3 points. Somebody relegate them. We lost the Schweizer Pokal again. 2-1 to Basel. Barcelona did take down Manchester City to win the Champions League on penalties. And Arsenal won the Europa League. How far did we make it? So, dearie me, we got bottom of our group, so that's not good. Things are definitely looking on the up for the VUC. We're putting together a pretty good side, I would say. Kubo, I mean, he's already looking like a worthy player, but we move into Season 3, potentially with Champions League football to play. Season 3 begins with a player departure. Adama Traore off to Bristol City here, £1.2 million for the Ivorian. Rabbi Matondo, the Welshman, joining us here from Schalke, £9.2 million for the left midfielder. An absolute steal. That wasn't a release clause or anything, that was just me having some master negotiation tactics, but I am very, very excited to have this guy here, see how much he grows, and see what he can do for the Melbourne Victory. And we have sold James Donachie to Swansea City here, £800,000 for the defender. So we are in the qualifiers for the Champions League this season, but we have a big challenge if we want to get through. We have to face Lille here from the French League. They're a decent side, so we're without Anderson, he's injured. Are we going to get a strong away performance here? Travelling to France, the scoreline is a 4-1 loss. Their side is so much better than ours. Looking at that on paper, yeah, they've got a very good side. I don't like our chances in the return leg. Not liking our chances here as we're back at Amy Park, but never say never, I guess. We're taking on Lille here. 4-1 down. Are we eliminated from the Champions League? Yes, we are. We have been destroyed 8-1 on aggregate. That is a fair indication of where we are. Been working towards this for quite a while now, but we've finally been able to make it happen. Konstantinos Mavropanos is going to join us from Arsenal. £5.5 million for the Greek defender. Very, very happy with that. A nice addition to the backline. Motondo and Mavropanos into the club. Traore and Donachie out of it. And now our entire starting 11 are full of players that we have brought in ourselves. Now it's up to the players to continue growing. Of course, I'll look to upgrade certain positions as we go along. I want to build out the reserves. This is a full squad rebuild. This is a renovation, man. This is good fun. But anyways, we're out of the Champions League. Let's just try winning the Swiss League this season. Halfway through the season and we are top of the Swiss Super League in a very intense title battle for with FC Basel, I should say. Both of us on 52 points. We sit top of the league, however, due to a better goal differential. Scoring more goals, conceding less. But we're going to have to step things up a little bit in the second half of the season and hopefully give ourselves a bit of daylight. God bless release clauses. I have stumbled across Roberto Piccoli, who has a £2.5 million release clause at Atalanta, which we have activated. Now, he's not a starting striker, but he is going to move into our reserves and could definitely turn out to be a starting player as we move forward in the rebuild. Roberto Piccoli, welcome to the Melbourne Victory. Just the one signing of Piccoli in this January transfer window. He's a nice player to have in the reserves and can provide us a little bit of relief if Openda needs it, but our side is honestly growing so nicely. Openda and Kubo already into the 80s, which is brilliant to see. Hopefully a few players are teetering on that same feat come the end of the season. Are we going to win the Swiss League? Let's find out. We've turned the corner. There it is. From here on in, I expect us to win the Swiss League every season. We've won it this year, 3 points clear of Basel. Ourselves and Basel are just absolutely flogged the rest of the tournament. I mean, look at that. We got 101, they got 98 points. Then FC Sion, BSC Young Boys, all these sides on 59 and 57 points. So we've almost doubled their tally. That is insane. We also managed to win the Schweizer Pokal this season. Finally starting to dominate Swiss football. That's a good sign. Man City took down Barcelona to win the Champions League, and AS Monaco took down Lyon to win the Europa League. How'd we go in the group stages? At least we finished better than last season, but still disappointing. Also, we're saying goodbye to 4 big players at the end of this season, all of them retiring. Robbie Cruz, Lee Broxham, Tim Hoogland, and Basha here. Of course, Robbie Cruz, a big player in Australian football history, and Lee Broxham, a Melbourne Victory legend, so best of luck moving forward, lads. I've been reading your comments on the past few rebuilds where you've wanted me to go through some of the stats in the season, so I won't do it every season, but I'll do it every so often. Kubo scored 39 bloody goals this season. That is insane. 22 for Penda, 17 for Kudus, and 10 for Andre Anderson, 7 for Naboo as well. So a big season from Kubo, who's already 83 rated. So we are just, we're killing it now. Our squad is insane. Let's keep building on and get some players that Kubo can compete with, because Kubo and Apenda are carrying us. In a move that might come to surprise a few of you, we have decided to sell our first ever signing as Melbourne Victory manager. Andre Anderson headed to Ajax. The Brazilian signs for the Dutch outfit for £27.7 million. Oh, I am like on cloud 9 right now. I am unbelievably stoked with this signing. Mason Mount is now a Melbourne Victory player here. The attacking midfielder has signed from Chelsea for £35.2 million. What a pickup! Oh, our starting 11 is now going to be that much stronger. I've approached a couple of free agent regen signings about joining our side. One of them has accepted, probably the worst rated one out of all of them. Alejandro Arezzo-Blanco, a right midfielder from Spain, 61 rated at age 19. I don't expect him to turn it into anything incredible, but he is a pickup. He's here for the numbers. Welcome to the Melbourne Victory. Here we go. This is the guy that I wanted the most. He looks like a pretty decent prospect. Ivan Arsenic, and Croatian striker here, 66 rated at age 18. This kid could turn into anything. He could, I don't want to speculate, but he could be the Mario Mandzukic regen. And there it is, the third and final free agent that I've gone in for, accepting Fatih Alvarez, the German striker, 64 rated, 19 years of age, our 4th string striker, but a good squad rotation prospect. So for finishing top of the Swiss Super League, we get to skip the qualification round and go straight to the playoff round. We are versing Copenhagen here, away, as we travel to Denmark for the first leg. Are we going to put in a good performance? Yes, we do! It's so much better than last year as well, where we lost 8-1 on aggregate. We win 3-2 in the first leg. Koza with a red card though, but it is Kudos with a brace, Openda with a goal as well. So we are 3-2 up here. A win sees us get into the Champions League group stages for the first time. Dobras is coming into the starting 11. Come on, lads. The scoreline, 1-0. Piccoli scores. We're headed to the Champions League group stages here in season number 4. Another very successful transfer window here. Mason Mount, what a pickup he is going to be. I will see you guys on the 1st of January to see how the season is tracking along. No, I won't. We got to go check out our Champions League group. And I'll tell you what, it's a tough group. PSG, Atletico Madrid, and Galatasaray. Oh dear, lads. Something tells me we could really get destroyed here. This could be a big confidence killer. But hopefully, I'm pleasantly surprised. Let's see how we're going on the 1st of January, for real. Yep, we got pretty much destroyed here in the group stages. 1 win, which is decent, but ultimately, we have finished bottom of Group F, so we don't even get a shot at the Europa League this season. That's alright. Let's just focus on winning back-to-back Swiss leagues. And the project or the progress in the Swiss league is coming along quite nicely. 4 points clear at the top of the table, just the 1 loss so far. Basel's still holding on, they're still holding on to some hope, but we're a little bit further ahead. Our first pre-contract deal of this rebuild. In fact, it's one of the first ones I've made in a while. I haven't been making many in FIFA 20, but Scott McTominay is going to be joining us next season. It doesn't show there, but I know for a fact that he is 82 rated. So welcome to Melbourne Victory in Season 5, Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay coming into the side next season. I am very excited to see what he can do for our midfield and for our side, but This Melbourne Victory side is getting quite strong. Mount, Kubo and Openda the standout players. Our defense definitely needing a bit of work. Let's see how we finish up the second half of season number 4. Just like last season, we have had an impeccable second half of the season. 105 points notched up in the Swiss League this season, and once again we have put daylight between ourselves and Basel, and that's exactly what we wanted to see. Champions League football again next season. We're going to have to go through the playoff round, but again, it's another shot, and I think next season our goal needs to be to get out of the group stages. We take down FC Zurich here to win the Dutch League, the Swisher Pokal, I should say. Man City do go on to win the Champions League 2-1 over Bayern Munich, and it is Chelsea taking down Lazio to win the Europa League. Half our squad is elite, like we have a Champions League winning squad for half of it. The other half is severely lacking. We need some more upgrades. We need some more cashola. Let's get moving, Melbourne Victory. 2 player departures here. The first one is Trevor Chalobah leaving the club. He was one of our first signings, but now he is off to Osasuna for £27 million. And Thomas Dang, he's a star centre-back for Melbourne Victory at the moment. He's off to Brentford for £2.65 million. And Christian Dobras is headed to Lincoln City, heading there for £200,000. A big signing here. Issa Diop is a Victory player. I'm sorry, I had to do that. I couldn't let the opportunity pass, but we have signed Issa Diop from Hertha Berlin for £40.6 million. We have loaned out Fatih Alvarez, our German backup striker, the youth striker. He's headed to Stoke City for the next season. We have decided to sell Rabbi Matondo, the Welsh left midfielder, to PSV Eindhoven, £32.4 million. He wasn't growing as quickly as I might have hoped, so I have decided to cash out, and we're going to hopefully sign a big winger replacement. And I do have one man in mind. Hopefully we get him. Alright, the playoff round. We're back here again, taking on Celtic this time. The away leg is in Scotland. Having to travel to the formidable Celtic Park. Come on, lads. Can we get a strong start? It's a 3-1 win. Kudus, Mount, and Openda all scoring. It's going to be in a red card though to Bayer, so he'll be out for the second leg, but a strong start regardless. There it is. We've got exactly the man that I wanted. It is Callum Hudson-Odoi joining us here at Amy Park. £51.3 million. Might have slightly overpaid, but this is another end game player. 84 rated at age 22. Welcome to Melbourne Victory, mate. Alright, the home leg now. We're at Amy Park. Celtic travelling down under here. Slightly rotated side, but we are 3-1 up, and we're back to the Champions League group stages. So some big business being made here. I feel like we've entered a new chapter here. Hudson-Odoi and Issa Diop adding 2 more mid-80 rated players to the squad. Our squad's still continuing to grow. Very intrigued to see how players like Williams, Kozza, Ramsdale and Bayer all grow throughout this season. If they don't grow, then their spot in the squad is on the line. But we are in the Champions League once again this season, so let's go see if we're not in the group of death. That would be real nice. We just can't escape PSG, can we? We've been matched up with the French juggernaut again. Thankfully though, no Atletico Madrid in sight. PSV still going to offer some stiff competition, especially considering they've just got our guy from us as well. Dinamo Kiev in the group too. Are we going to get into the knockout rounds for the first time in this Melbourne Victory rebuild? Let's go and find out. Oh my god, what has gone on here? Only 2 points, not a single win. I thought for sure we'd be a good side this year in the Champions League, but it's not to be. That is embarrassing. Thankfully, we're doing all right in the Super League still, though. We're sitting in first position, 9 points clear, 2 losses, which isn't great, but all we need is that first place spot. We're on track. No business done in this January transfer window. Hudson-Odoi and Diop in the opening window stole all of our money, but I'm very interested, like I said, These players need to keep growing. They're pulling their weight slyly. Williams, I need you to pick up the slack. Let's see how we finish season number 5. So we're not Centurions, we're not Invincibles, but at least we are still champions. Top of the Super League here, 96 points, just the 2 losses, 11 points clear. That is what you want to see. Back to the qualifying round, or the playoff round. Yeah, the playoff round next season. Oh, okay. We haven't won the Schweizer Pokal this season. Where did we get eliminated? So, we lost in the quarterfinals. Are you taking the piss? That's really bad. BSC Young Boys winning that tournament. Barcelona once again win the Champions League, and Manchester United have taken down AS Roma to win the Europa League. Champions League knockout football needs to be a priority in season number 6. Let's crack on and see if we can achieve this goal. We begin this season with a player departure. Konstantinos Mavropanos has left the club. We have sold the Greek defender to Levante for £26.4 million. A massive upgrade in between the sticks. I wanted Aaron Ramsdale to be our number 1 moving forward, but the squad has progressed forward and he's still in the low 80s. So we've gone and signed Andre Onana from Bayern Munich, £52.9 million for the Cameroonian goalkeeper. What a pickup. Are you mad? We have signed Aaron Ramsdale, or sold him I should say, to Freiburg for £61.3 million. I mean, it's ironic that as soon as I sold him, he went up 1 overall and went up in value, but £61.3 million for him is absolutely fantastic. An update in the defense as well. We have signed Ferro from Bayer Leverkusen, the Portuguese defender, 86 rated. We've picked him up for £59.7 million. You know what? Our starting 11 now is almost all Champions League competitiveness worthy, if that's a phrase. Sometimes I feel like I just forget how to string a sentence together. So we're back to the playoff round. We're taking on, I believe they're from Bucharest. I believe this is the Romanian side. Might be wrong, but regardless, we're going to try taking them down here. The away leg up first, and it's a 2-1 win. Not the most comfortable win in the world, but it's a win nonetheless. Hudson-Odoi with a brace. Again, just like Ramsdale, Brandon Williams is someone I wanted to have here for the long term in the career mode, but our squad has moved past him as well. He's 81 rated, so we've decided to sell the Englishman to Huddersfield for £60.8 million, which is a very, very good fee in my opinion. Best of luck moving forward. 2-1 up heading into the second leg here. Come on, let's get ourselves back to the group stages. A strong win is necessary here. The scoreline in the second leg is a 2-0 win. Mount and Kudus getting on the scorer sheets. We're back to the Champions League groups for the 3rd successive season. We sell one English left back and replace him with another English left back, Ben Chilwell, signing here from Manchester City. £43.3 million, so he's 4 overall higher than Williams, and we got him for much less. That is good business. That is wheeling and dealing. Welcome to the Melbourne Victory, Ben Chilwell. A 3-for-3 window here. Onana, Ferro, and Chilwell helping strengthen our defense. Mavropanos, Ramsdale, and Williams out. I mean, we really upgraded our defense this window and now have an extremely balanced starting lineup here. I would say though, our reserves and bench really lacking in general depth and general overall, so that's something we're going to have to sort out. But in terms of our starting 11, it is a very, very strong starting 11. I'm confident, very confident we can go deep in the Champions League this season, but we need to actually get past the group stages first. So let's go and check out our Champions League group. Group B of the Champions League here this season. And I mean, it's a pretty balanced group, I would say, but it is a group I expect us fully to get out of. Ourselves and Napoli seem to be the standout sides. Group B, are we going to escape? Let's go find out. Ourselves and Napoli have absolutely crushed the group here. Exactly what we expected. We finished second in the group on goal differential. In fact, we had the same goal difference, so we lost to them on the 2nd of October, but whatever. We're into the round of 16 for the first time, and that is all that matters to me. And in the round of 16, we are versing Inter Milan. Okay, Not the most difficult opponent in the world, but definitely not a walk in the park. Who did Napoli? We definitely got the better end of the agreement. Napoli got matched up with Real Madrid, so Inter will be a good test. It should just be second nature now, but halfway through the Swiss League season, we find ourselves top of the table, 15 points clear. That's nice. In a move that might come to surprise a few of you, we have decided to sell Scott McTominay. I thought, alright, we've got like 35 million in transfer budget. Let's double that or so and see what we can do. See if we can put a starting 11 together that can contend for the Champions League this season. So we've sold him to Brighton for £34.9 million. And there it is. Oh, this is a game-changing signing. Federico Valverde joining us here from PSG. The Uruguayan is signing for £58.3 million, which I am ecstatic about. 88 rated at just age 26. He's still got room to grow. That is a massive, massive pickup. Welcome to the Melbourne Victory. Valverde in, McTominay out. Those pieces of business have helped us have so much more of an opportunity at going deep in the Champions League this season. Our starting 11 is insane. If we don't get any injuries or suspensions, I feel like we're a great shot at winning the Champions League this season. But if we get any injuries or suspensions, we could be in real strife. It's taken us to this point to get knockout football here at Amy Park at Melbourne Victory. And now we take on Inter Milan. I saw that they have Fabinho. I also know they have Richarlison because I was looking at him earlier as a potential signing, but here is the first leg. It's a 2-2 draw. Correa with 2 crucial away goals there for Inter Milan. A few yellow cards going around. That's a fairly even start, but 2 away goals could be quite costly. Both Valverde and Kudus are suspended for the second leg, so I have completely changed the way our starting 11 looks like. We're now playing a 5-3-2 formation. Koza coming in, Piccoli coming in as well. Are we going to be getting through to the quarterfinals, or is it an exit in the round of 16 here? We need to score goals. Come on, Melbourne Victory. Come on, the VUC. The scoreline is a 2-1 win. We're through to the quarterfinals. Inter Milan have Rashford as well. My God. Ferro and Mount scoring goals, however. And we're through to the quarterfinals, 4-3 on aggregate. Manchester City in the Champions League quarterfinals here. Arguably the biggest team still alive in this quarterfinals. They always have an insane side in career mode, and we're going to have to take them down if we want to somehow get ourselves through to the semi-finals. The first leg is away at the Etihad. I mean, you could say this is kind of a Melbourne derby because Man City obviously are a part of the City group. Melbourne Victory's Melbourne rivals, Melbourne City, are also a part of the City group. So this is like a cousin of Melbourne City. Regardless, I'm reaching at straws. The first leg, the scoreline is going to be, oh dear, 3-0 to Man City. Yikes. A massive hurdle to get over here as we're at home. We have no away goals to fall back on either. We're going to need to put in a massive, massive performance here against Man City if we want to get to the semi-finals. I don't like our chances, and it's a 1-0 loss. God damn it, lads. 4-0 out on aggregate. We're out in the quarterfinals. Undefeated, the Invincibles of the Swiss League, and champions once again. We have absolutely destroyed the league. What's that? 27 points clear of FC Sion, so you absolutely love to see that. I wonder if that Zamak side are going to get off the bottom at all in this rebuild. But anyways, we're in the Champions League playoffs again. We're hopefully going to go further in the quarterfinals. We've also got back to winning ways in the Schweizer Pokal, taking down FC Basel 4-1. Barcelona did go on to win the Champions League. They beat Man City in the semis. And Tottenham have taken down Roma on penalties to win the Europa League. So we finally got some experience in the Champions League knockout rounds. Unfortunately, it ended pretty poorly, but we're building towards something special. Let's crack on and see what we can do again in the next season with the Victory. For me, a lot of this season is about improving our reserves. Our starting 11 is absolutely quality. We need to put the pieces around it though in case we have problems with suspensions or injuries. A backup goalkeeper, priority number one. We have signed Alexander Nubel here from Stuttgart for £30.3 million. And on the very same day, we have brought in a new backup midfielder, Lewis Cook, joining us from Bournemouth, £27.7 million. Definitely undervalued. That is what you're after. Nikola Milenkovic is going to join the squad as well. He can play centre back, he can play right back. He's a sort of rotational utility defender that we need in the squad. We have signed the Serbian defender from Udinese for £26.3 million. Copenhagen in the playoff round. The away leg up first. Mason Mount is out injured, so Lewis Cook is getting a starting 11 spot here. A strong first leg would be real nice, and we get just that, a 4-1 win. Here we go, the second leg at home now. We have a big advantage, a 4-1 advantage. It's the same side that rocked in the last game, and it's a 4-0 win. Kubo and Kudus both getting on the scorer sheet. We're back in the group stages. Nubel, Cook, and Milinkovic all into the side, all added to our reserves. And now, I mean, look at that starting 11. Such a strong side. Bayer has really surprised me. He was a player that had like low to mid 80s potential. At age 27 or age 25, he's 87 rated. Our squad is very balanced. Mason Mount can actually come back into the starting lineup now. But let's go and check out our Champions League group here for this 7th season. Borussia Dortmund, Valencia, and Fenerbahce. By no means an easy group. Probably more balanced than the one we were in last season. But I would say now we are the top dog in this group, and I fully expect to be playing knockout round football this season. Top of the group, that is what we want to see. Not as comfortable as I expected, but we're through to the knockout rounds once again, and hopefully, I mean, we did alright in the round of 16, but hopefully we can get back to the quarterfinals and not get our asses handed to us. In the round of 16, it is definitely a much more difficult opponent than last season. We are versing Tottenham. Tottenham always have good sides in career mode. Who did Dortmund? Dortmund got Atletico Madrid, so our group was cursed regardless, but Spurs are a big challenge. No business done in this January transfer window. I love the side we have. Look how many 90 rated players we have. There's a good chance a few others are going to hit 90 before the season is done. Our bench is looking stronger. This is a very exciting second half of the season coming up for us. Let's have it. Let's go. Let's take down Tottenham. So we are headed to North London here for the first leg. The away leg. We have a full strength starting 11, which is good to see. Come on, lads. Away goals are necessary. The scoreline, a 1-1 draw. We get a penalty, I should say, right at the death, which is good. We get one away goal. Hudson-Odoi injured, which is nerve-wracking. The big thing now is we need to keep a clean sheet in the second leg. Alright, so we are without Nicolas Koza for the second leg here at home. A clean sheet would see us go through and get back to the quarterfinals. Come on, Victory. Let's take down Tottenham. The scoreline is a 3-2 win. Let's go. Kubo and Mount scoring. Kubo with a brace. You love to see it. We're headed back to the quarterfinals. I mean, I'd like to take on Man City and get a bit of revenge, but we're through to the quarterfinals regardless. Oh dear, I mean, we've got probably the biggest challenge we could have had. Real Madrid in the quarterfinals here. Every side remaining is an insane side, but Real Madrid it's just ridiculous, man. If we get past them, I'm going to be so confident, but right now, I'm absolutely bricking it. Okay, here we go. The first leg, it is at home. It is at Amy Park. Clean sheet is a priority. That is priority number one. We can't give Real Madrid any inkling of an advantage. We're going to simulate here. And the scoreline after the first leg is a 2-0 win. Let's go. Mason Mount giving us a 2-0 lead. We've scored 2 goals. We've got a clean sheet. Okay, I'm surprised, but I'm very happy about that. All right, it's the away leg here. We have 2 goals. We've kept a clean sheet. If we manage to score here, we're going to be in such a strong position. But are we through to the semi-finals? Yes, we are 3-1 on aggregate. They miss a penalty, which helps a lot. Kudus scores. Ferro injured, a lot of yellow cards, which is, I'm assuming one of those guys is going to be suspended for the second leg. But regardless, we're through to the semi-finals. Atletico Madrid in the Champions League semi-finals, fighting for the opportunity to face either Man City or Chelsea in the Champions League final here in season number 7. We're without Ferro, I believe, for both legs, so we're going to have to put in a massive, massive performance without our star Portuguese defender. But we're gonna step up and hopefully take on the task. Koza in for the first leg here. We're at home again, just like in the Real Madrid clash. We need a clean sheet. Are we going to get that clean sheet that we desire? We're about to find out. Yes, we do, but we don't score either. So it's a 0-0 draw. That's all right. We didn't concede. That's good. Where if we score in the second leg, we're going to be in a very strong spot. Everything on the line here. We are heading to Spain, heading to Madrid, still without Ferro, but hoping to book ourselves a spot into the Champions League final. A 0-0 draw in the first leg. Are we headed to the final? Yes, we are! That's what I'm talking about with the away goals rule. We keep a clean sheet, then we go and score. Mason Mount in the 80th minute puts us into the Champions League final. It is going to be Melbourne Victory versus either Chelsea or Manchester City. Come on! Last season they absolutely obliterated us in the quarterfinals, but now we have an opportunity to show just how far we have come in the past year as we are versing Man City in the Champions League final here of season number 7. They won on penalties against Chelsea, whilst we won on away goals rules, so both teams very narrowly making it to the final, but this should be quite interesting. Taking a look around the other competitions, it is Valencia taking down Monaco 2-1 in the Europa League final. We have gone 36-0-0 in the Super League this season, the best season we could have hoped for. Only 7 goals conceded, pure domination. And we also managed to win the Schweizer Pokal 3-1 over BSC Young Boys. So here is a look at our squad report. I'm going to show you guys on the stats screen from now on so you can have a look at who scored goals and all that jazz this season. But a big blow for us as Federico Valverde is suspended for the Champions League final. Lewis Cook is going to come in. Holy crap, Kudus! Our centre midfielder got 40 goals this season. That is insane. What a performance from him this year. Openda only got 8. What is going on there? So our midfield definitely holding it up for us this season, but I am very, very excited to see what we can do as we take on Man City in the Season 7 Champions League final with Melbourne Victory. Melbourne and Manchester combined for a Champions League final of seismic proportions, but it's coming home, it's coming to the Victory, boys. Here we go, Bayer going through to Kubo. Takefusa Kubo, he's got the pace, he's so quick, he's going to have the shooting angle, it's saved. Follow-up squared, blocked there from the defender, still on, hit it first time, we've scored it. Hudson-Odoi, at the third time of asking, has found the back of the net. And we have started this Champions League final in perfect fashion. I feel like we've had a bit of a run lately where we seem to always score early goals. What a finish though, great pass, 1-0. I thought he could have been offside, to be fair. They're on the attack here, Man City. Raheem Sterling being jockeyed by Chilwell, goes inside there to Meyer. Meyer through, clear it, no way, running away from it, Diop! Sterling's equalised, but I'm trying to question Why Diop ran away from the ball there. That last half a second could have seen us get a block. Look, it gets blocked and he's running away from it. I'm trying to switch to him. That is unbelievably frustrating. And we're now tied up 1-1. Again, Onana. Oh, it's questionable goalkeeping. Opportunity potentially though on the stroke of half time. Lewis Cook going to Openda. Over the top. Mount. Good touch. Oh, good save, Donnarumma. We're going to keep it in. Oh, it's going to be a corner anyways. Sterling and Cook up against one another. Sterling has him done for pace though. That one's put along the ground. And City have taken the lead. Are you kidding me? All of a sudden we were in cruise control. City have scored 2 goals within 10 minutes. That is sloppy there. Look at all the defenders around him and somehow Sebastian Haller has broken through and given City the lead. That is disgraceful. Uh-oh. How has Leroy Sané gotten through so easily? They've gone there and forced a big save out of Onana. We are really up against the ropes here. City are putting in a good performance. This is scary areas. It is a corner for City. We need to focus up. They've brought Jota on. Haller thankfully off. He was causing us real issues. Come on, get their first Openda. Now run up the line. That's a great touch. Openda. Time this one. Come on, Kudus. That is brilliant. Up against Mendy. Kudus, focus up. 2-2. What a counter-attacking goal. Let's go. We go from almost going 2 goals behind to hitting them with a brilliant counter-attack. Openda and Kudus, 2 men that have been here since the early days, on the counter-attack, linking up and tying this one up. I thought I might have taken too heavy of a touch, but that's a brilliant finish. We've got to stay focused though, lads. This game is not over. We can't get carried away, and that's why. Get to it, Onana. City continuing to pepper us with opportunities. City on the attack here in the 88th minute. We need to be smart about this. We can't let them shoot here. We can't let them score it in heartbreaking fashion. They're going through Rodri. Shoots it! Long and forces the save on Onana. Don't do it like this. It's a corner here for Man City. Come on, get this one away. They're going to send that one deep. It's going to go there to Foden. Foden passing. Please don't. They pass it back. Blow the whistle, referee. I'll play the extra 30 minutes. Yes! City fart ass around with it. But now we have to go and fight in extra time. What a final it has been. Well, one from Diop. Out-muscling them there. Early pass. Openda shoots it. Oh, save from Gianluigi Donnarumma. Sané is on the attack here. Foden. Diego Jota. Don't let them shoot. Well done from Ferro. Now, let's hit him on the counter. Come on. Make that run. Mount. Scoops it. Over the top. Hudson-Odoi, please. 120th minute. This is what they write in movies. Hudson-Odoi going there. Cook! Oh, he missed it. Lewis Cook missed it. No. He's missed it. Oh, that could have won us the Champions League final, but Lewis Cook blasts it wide in the 120th minute. No, it's looking like we're headed to penalties, man. That is so frustrating. Oh, that could have been a historic moment. It's a penalty shootout. I don't think I've had one in FIFA 20. This is unfamiliar territory. Openda sending that one left. Beautifully taken penalty there. 1-0. Melbourne Victory. Leon Bailey. It's saved! Let's go. They didn't hang on that animation for a while, but we saved it straight up. Now Kudus is hitting that one to the right-hand side. If we make a save here, we have a massive advantage. Leroy Sané. Ah, it's a nice penalty there from the German. It's 2-1 up. Mason Mount is going to send this one to the left-hand side again. Trying to get it into that side netting. Mason Mount. Gianluigi Donnarumma. Rooted to the spot there. Jota is going to hit that one. It's safe from Onana. We're 3-1 up. If Kubo scores this, we might just win. If Kubo scores it, we do win. Let's go for an emphatic finish. Kubo scores it! We win the Champions League final on penalties. Absolutely brilliant stuff there. Takefusa Kubo Turbo, one of our first early signings, has scored the penalty that has won Melbourne Victory a historic rebuild. Lads, if you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like on the video. That was ridiculous. If you're new around here, subscribe. Just enjoy these title celebrations. Savor them, take them in. It's been JarradHD here. I am out. Peace.